abusua yɛmmakɔ aba soronko so ɛba POG Media so ɛnɛ yɛde mbɛkɔ political highway ne so highway ne deɛ ɛnsɛm bebree wɔ so a yɛn nso yɛagye pene sɛ ɛbɛma abadwafoɔ no ahu deɛ ɛrekɔ ɛne deɛ ɛba na dɛn na ɛrekɔ so ɛwɔ highway ne so ɛyɛ ɛnɛ no ɛsi edu nketea abɛyɛ press conference bi a press conference na ɔbɛyɛ no ano ɛɛdin yɛ a ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa koraa na ɛna ɔkɔkɔ pie mu wɔ EC office electoral commission headquarters a ɔkɔ submit ɛyɛ presidential nominees form no a kyerɛ sɛ ɔbɔwura hɔ no James a ne yɛm hye n'ankasa ɛba sɛ yɛka sɛ obi ho ahye na ne yɛm hye no a James and police ne soldiers foɔ nyinaa yɛ den atwa ne ho ahyia na ɔsubmit forms ne wie no ɛna waba declare big demonstration on 17th November a ɔkyerɛ sɛ EC no ɔnyɛ transparent na ɔmo rehwɛ some registration bi register bi afiri electoral commission no na electoral commission nyɛ n'adwene sɛ ɔde bɛbrɛ ɔmo na ɛyɛ saa nso a ɔkɔ na sɛ ɔte ebi akuma ase na ɔbɛto aba a yɛbɛtumi aka akyerɛ sɛ registration no nyɛ ready ɔdeɛ no akɔ akɔdi akra ɛno nso na ɛyɛ saa nso a ɛntɔ aso mu ɛna nkɛyɛ sɛ saa register no ɛba before sɛ ɔmbɛkɔ akɔ submit ɛyɛ forms no na ɛno no yɛfrɛ no draft forms a ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa koraa nti no ɛyɛ ɛsɛ edu nketea n'ani abrɛ kyerɛ sɛ wasɔke Jane Mensah ɛwɔ electoral commission office wɔ kyerɛ sɛ nneɛma ɛkɔɔ so wɔ no ɛsɛ edu nketea ani abrɛ ɛwɔ hɔ a kyerɛ sɛ ɔkeka bi ɛkyerɛ ɛyɛ Jane Mensah a wɔfire na wasan so expose na ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa koraa abusua yɛbɛpɛ sɛ bɛmi abadwafoɔ no bɛmi akɔ no yɛakɔ akɔtie nsɛm a ɛkɔɔ so na ansa na yɛbɛkɔ no ɔwɔ nsɛm kan bi afa hyɛ yɛ comment section like hyɛ ma afoforɔ nso ɛnsa ntumi ɛnka bi mmɛdam ase.
To cover the filing processes of our presidential candidate, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, with his running mate, Professor J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman. We've submitted our duly completed forms, which we are waiting for scrutiny and final response from the Commission. But we are very confident about the eligibility of our candidates, so we don't have anything to fear at all. We are also very confident that all the indications across the country point to an incoming change, a change that will help Ghanaians to decide their destiny and to reset our country's democracy. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, we, however, have very serious concerns. I'm sure you've monitored the discussions between us and the Commission in the past 1 month relating to the various concerns that we have raised. So far, our concerns have not been addressed satisfactorily. And for the purpose of those who have not heard our concerns, we have serious concerns about the credibility of the register, because the voters register is the basis for all the elections. So if you get the register wrong, then everything begins to crumble. It means you are building on a weak foundation. We have said that the register that allows people to be transferred to other polling stations, other regions without their consent is a very, very serious omission in our electoral processes. Whenever you talk about credibility of the register, the response has always been that it is because the register has challenges, that is why we embark on exhibition. But this particular challenge actually rocks the of the register itself, and it undermines the right of the people to choose their leadership and to vote at polling stations they have chosen for themselves. So if it is possible for a voter to be transferred from his polling station to a place outside his region completely, and in this case, the Commission has accepted that indeed that has happened. So we ask ourselves, then the protocols for the transfer and the safeguards against transferring people against their wish have been breached. How is it possible that these protocols the Commission has been calling robust, on their own admission have been breached so easily? And so it undermines the confidence that we have in the voters register. As I stand here, I don't know that the day I'll go to cast my vote in Bono, I'll be told that my vote is in Bolga. And I think that this is the reason why we are calling for a complete audit of the IT systems of the Electoral Commission to try and answer the question as to why. Is it possible for any district officer anywhere who decides to transfer names of people to places not of their choosing? Is it possible? And they have said that it is possible. If it is possible, then we are not safe. And so we want an independent audit of the system. And if there is a way of breaching whatever protocols they have in place for transferring of names across country, then we will find ways of checking that one, because it goes to the foundation of the confidence we have in the voters register. We have appealed to our development partners, because we know a HIPIC country, the easiest response from government will be that there is no money to undertake that audit. That's why we've contacted our development partners, and they are more than willing to help us to audit the IT systems, so long as the Commission itself is willing to open up. And so we are appealing to the Commission that they must do the needful before we get into the elections. And we must get a credible register before the printing of ballot papers. Because if ballot papers are printed based on a register that is not credible, then the election has been undermined completely. This is the second time since the coming into office of this new commission that we have had to file nominations based on a draft register. I have always said that it is wrong, and they must do everything to correct that one, because a draft register is not a register. Today, if we have to go into any election, we have to be relying on the 2020 register, because that register expires at the time that a new register has been certified and approved. So we have a register that is in existence, and then a draft register yet to be certified. So if we are filing these nominations based on that draft register, then very problematic. I hope the Commission would not disqualify anybody based on the fact that a final register has excluded some names. And before I stop, let me clarify. When we said we have appealed to our development partners to support the auditing of the IT system, some people have misconstrued that one to mean that we are handing over our IT systems to external partners. No. Whatever we have to do has to be paid for. So I don't see the problem where external parties are helping to support the main election, and you don't have any problem with that. If those external parties are helping by way of funding to get consultants to review the IT system to ensure that the whole nation has trust in the register, you have problems. And it's been done before. Because, before becoming national chairman, I've been general secretary for 17 years. And I have seen so many things happening. And there were occasions where the UNDP sponsored a consultant to review the IT systems of the Electoral Commission. Heaven didn't break loose, but the effect was that the report became acceptable for all of us, and everybody went into that election satisfied that nothing untoward will happen to the results. That's how we proceed. And then, apart from that, there were challenges raised about the register and the inclusion of some wrong names. Then, too, the then chairperson of the Electoral Commission, together with IPAC, fielded another team made up of eminent persons to listen to all the concerns of the various political parties. It didn't end there. We held a public forum covered countrywide at Alisa Hotel. And all those who had issues were called to ventilate those issues, and those who had responses were also asked to do the responses. A report was presented, and we all went into the election satisfied with the outcome. And so I don't think that this should, a commission that is interested in its own credibility and in the population accepted the credibility of the results of their work, would have any problems at all. If you don't have anything to hide, why are you running away? And you have been asking us, we have about missing and all, I cannot, enumerate here. And you, the media people, were with some of our people who intercepted and retrieved one of the stolen BVRs. So far, we don't have any response. We don't have any feedback as to how the progress is being made on the case involving those who allegedly have been arrested here at your commission and so on. This all generates some amount of, crowd suspicion and all that. And so, those of you who have been asking us, if they don't comply, what will you do? This is your answer. On the 17th of this month, the NDC is embarking on a massive nationwide demonstration in all 16 regional capitals. Descend on the Electoral Commission offices, and we in Accra will descend to the headquarters and present further petitions as to why we think that they should conduct themselves in a manner that will guarantee peaceful, free, and fair elections. I hope you will be with us, you will follow us, and that takes us to. Thank you very much, and may God bless us.
Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, he has just addressed the press, and he has given indication that the party will, on September 17, protest what they believe is the non-transparent manner within which the Electoral Commission is handling situation. Well, some members of the National Democratic Congress, they've gathered here at the EC headquarters to witness the filing of the nomination form, chanting songs to the point that John Dramani Mahama is going to win the 2024 general election.
So those are some NDC supporters giving the party top guns some support as they presented the nomination forms for their presidential candidate. Fred, you were on the floor talking about...
Even before Fred comes in, on the submission I was making, exactly as we've seen we've seen on the TV with the interview Mr. A.Nketia just granted our colleague journalists who were present. The EC always had misgivings with the EC, and it's not been once, it's not been twice. They've always made this public. So the expectation was that there's an opportunity to present your forms. You came there to present your forms. Now, if you had anything really to tell the EC, all three commissioners were there. Even though it wasn't the appropriate forum.
Yeah, it's not that.
I know, it's not the forum for that. But then, speaking to the media outside, was that also the appropriate forum?
But we've had other people who presented do same.
Yes.
The APC spoke to the media, raising issues about Charlotte Osei's time of the, and then Bediako Cheddar
also raised similar issues. But the NDC is an important part of Ghana's democracy. The NDC is one of the most important political parties in this country. Now you go file your forms. There are all three commissioners there. I felt it was an opportunity to chance in one or two grievances you have among all the three commissioners there. Then to come out to the media space and, for want of a better word, rant about these misgivings you have. Already, there were IPAC meetings. You presented these issues to IPAC.
Well, according to the chairman, nothing has been done about the issues they raised, which is also going to lead to the demonstration.
At the last time they held a meeting with the EC, yes, they made some few requests, including the live coverage. That one was sent out. But then I remember very well that Dr. Bosman said that now the issues that the NDC has raised, they will look into these issues and then get back to the NDC. So the normal practice is, okay, they've given us time. Why don't you wait for this period of time that the party or the EC has given, and then we can make public our grievances or whatever you want to call it. But right after filing your nomination, immediately means you had all these things on your chest and you were looking for opportunity.
Well, he said the response hasn't been satisfactory.
Exactly. So, but when you look at the forum, there were two different forums. The NDC last week had a meeting with the EC over their concerns on the voters register. The EC said, I'll get back to you with your concerns. That's a different forum. Today they are come to file nominations, and don't. It
was even an opportunity to remind the EC that you've not addressed our concerns. When all three commissioners.
But don't forget that in the national chairman's comments indicated that we have raised certain concerns. He indicated it with the EC that we had raised certain concerns, and those concerns. I just believe that the NDC believed this was not the appropriate forum to have that conversation. Already they've had a meeting last week, and we're waiting for the EC to respond. Just like how the EC is going to respond to them with their nominations and tell them that, look, your nominations are complete. So now your candidates will now be put on the ballot. There are two different forums. So I believe the NDC wanted to respect the forum. But in politics, once you get out, you also know that your people want to hear something. When they see you on live television, being all respectful and decorous with the EC, it may be a different message being sent.
There's no pretense.
So once you come out, you come back to indicate to your supporters that yes, we've indeed submitted our forms, but our concerns are still there. We are still expecting to hear from the EC. Would go on a demonstration on September the 17th if the EC does not respond to these concerns. So for me, I think they are just very different forums, and there are two parties, which being the EC and the NDC, respected the particular forum they found themselves in.
Okay, so let's quickly go through those who submitted their forms as well. We earlier played the APC's leader, Ayariga, also had Samuel Apia Dankwa, and then we also had Cheda Nana Kwame Bediako speaking. We'll take your thoughts on these three people quickly, and then play that of George Chumberi Maidu, who also submitted his form, and then we'll wrap up with the rally that the MPP did after their candidates submitted the form. So I'll start with you, Fred. Your thoughts on the three candidates who came in as well to present theirs. Samuel Apia Dankwa appears to be really,
he's very confident,
confident
of winning the December 2024 elections. According to him, people should take him seriously. And you see, with Samuel Apia Dankwa, you realize that before this submission, he was going to go in with the Yellow Party, but he's gone in as an independent because the registration process for his party is not complete, and he still wants to contest as president. So he's gone in as independent, as an independent candidate. Who is confident.
Esiedu Nketia and Afaya Jane Mensah enye asem ketewa kra, all because of the delaying of what a register omode beto abana ebusua. Esiedu Nketia abu afuye a o say by the 17th of this month omo electoral commission can omo declare demonstration at the electoral commission. Na the oye ni nyina no adwempo bi a waba opese ode ene omudi ode etia omo a omo nso ente ase ne ente ase tira busua e be dia bedwafo ase so omo je pene kokoti sa audio no e de maye aha POG Media so me da mase.